guys, it's Yao here. Before I get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. Today's topic is going to be a bit more serious. I'm going to be talking about Gayle King's interview with Lisa Leslie regarding Kobe Bryant's legacy. Before I get into the video, I would like to start off by saying rest in peace to Kobe, Gianna, and all the other passengers that lost their lives that Sunday morning, including the pilot. I grew up watching basketball from a very young age. Kobe was and is still my favorite player of all time. I remember even going to school, middle school, high school, there was this one particular kid, me and them were arguing like every day about Kobe and who was the better player because they were like a diehard LeBron fan and I was a diehard Kobe fan. You can't tell me nothing about Kobe. I remember being in my dorm room my sophomore year watching Kobe's last game where he scored those 60 points. And I felt like I did something like I was on the team because that was my favorite player. Gayle King, Oprah's buddy, did an interview with Lisa Leslie, who is a legend, a WNBA legend. She has Olympic medals. She has championships with the Los Angeles Sparks. I was about to say the Spurs. The Sparks. What else? I can go on and on. So anyway, she was really close friends with Kobe. And in this interview that was done not too long ago, I don't want to say let's say a couple days ago, Gayle King asked Lisa whether or not she believes that Kobe's, sexual assault or rape allegations back in 2003 makes his legacy, quote unquote, complicated. And her response was no. With that being said, a lot of people had problems with how Gayle basically conducted the interview, and they felt as if she shouldn't have brought that question up to begin with. Me, in my personal opinion, I felt I did not see a problem with the topic being brought up, and here's why. The media has been talking about these allegations, and rather than focusing on, his career, and they want to, put a damper on his legacy. And I'm thinking Gayle wants to know, wow, Leslie, that's crazy. How do you feel about this? But instead, Gayle kind of twisted it and to me made it seem as if his legacy deserves to be tainted because of these allegations. And I think the way she handled the interview was highly unprofessional. Back in 2003, Kobe was accused of raping a young woman who was 19 years old. Like I said, the case was dismissed, and for whatever reason, she did not want to testify. Going back to Gayle, she believes that his legacy was, quote unquote, complicated, and Lisa Leslie responded that she doesn't see it that way. And she would say how she would go out with Kobe, and Kobe wouldn't really be after females like the other NBA players. And he's a really good friend, and he respects women, and all these nice things. And Gayle's response was, well, as a friend of Kobe, you would not see this side of Kobe. And I'm Gayle, where is this coming from? As if Kobe did something to her, Kobe did something to one of her friends, or as if she personally knew the accuser from 2003. And that, when she said that, it obviously displayed a level of unprofessionalism, and it was more of an attack on Kobe's character. And Lisa Leslie was like, well, this happened over 17 years ago in 2003, and you had all these years to ask the man about it. So why bring it up now since he's dead? Which I agree. Gayle, I feel like her intentions were off from the jump. She wasn't initially asking the question because it's been a hot topic since the man's death. She was asking because it's like she was trying to prod at something and get some answer from Lisa that we didn't know. Like you kind of know how sometimes in police interrogations, I'm not trying to generalize all cops, but you've heard this before, where during an interrogation they may have no evidence against you. However, they will keep on asking you the questions over and over, or trying to pick at something in hopes that you change your answer so they can paint this narrative that they want to further build their case against you. And it's like, dude, like Gayle, she said Kobe wasn't this type of dude. The charges were dropped, never went to court because the girl did not want to testify, and the DNA kind of counterclaimed her accusation. What irritated me, and I'm like, when I woke up this morning and I saw Gayle's response, I was so I was going to make this video yesterday, but I was like, no, let me give it some time. I wasn't, obviously I didn't know Gayle was going to respond, but she responded this morning, and I was so hot and I was ready to make this video like right then and there. But I'm kind of glad I didn't. I got to kind of sit back and just kind of be more level-headed about it. But to me, her response was her playing the victim card and twisting this whole situation as if her intentions was to never, I guess, tarnish his legacy. She blames the network, CBS, and she claims that she's basically stating that she did this whole entire interview with Lisa Leslie, and within that entire segment they choose this let's just say 2 minutes within the interview, and they publicize that, I guess, to promote the interview coming up. And with that, people became angry, and she understands why people will be angry, and she herself says that she is angry at how she's being portrayed, and she blames the network. But sis, these were your words. This was your question. The network didn't take bits and pieces throughout that interview, chopped it up, and then compiled it into one clip, which made it seem like you never asked this question. It was from your mouth. You said, as a friend, you will not see this side of Kobe. To me, you're kind of alluding to the fact that Kobe is not the man or friend that Lisa Leslie knows. In other words, he is this monster. He is this rapist. He isn't this great guy. He has this double side to him, and that's not okay. And even if she felt that, she should have remained professional. The way she jumped like at Leslie, to me, was very rude, especially in a time where you should be mourning. And another thing, Gayle had said she was quote unquote mourning his loss because it was untimely and tragic. Well, duh. And just because somebody's death is tragic and untimely doesn't necessarily mean you're mourning them. And I'm not trying to sound cold-hearted. People die every day. Obviously, you hear about it on the news, through social media, whatever. And I have a heart. So yes, I may sympathize with the family, but am I really mourning sometimes? Every time somebody does, am I mourning? No. You may feel sad, but you're not going to be mourning the loss of every single individual. Gayle King saying she's mourning the loss because it's untimely and tragic, it doesn't really make sense to me. Untimely and tragic doesn't equate to mourning. It just means you sympathize with the family and the rest of the supporters of Kobe. And I'm like, there's no way you can sit here and be mourning his death while attacking his character. I mourn your death, but you're a rapist. I mourn your death, but the person that Leslie knew is not the person you really are. But I'm actually really mourning your death. How does that make sense? I really don't understand, Gayle King. And you said that you were advised not to speak because the trolls are going to talk and people are going to drag you regardless. You should have just kept your mouth shut from the jump, because to me, you're digging yourself a deeper hole. And you said what you said. You can't take back what you said. You meant what you said. I'm like, did Gayle King think she was conducting an interview about R. Kelly? Like, was she looking for a certain reaction? She was picking and prodding at Lisa for some type of like revelation that in reality Kobe wasn't the guy we all thought he was. But that wasn't the response that she got. And I feel like Gayle is being very manipulative in her response and turning this around on CBS and the trolls. It's you are the troll, Gayle. You have no respect. And people kept saying, well, maybe shouldn't have brought up this topic to begin with. Like I already stated why I feel like the question was a decent question to ask. However, her intent on asking the question was completely vile, and as a result, it should have never been asked in the first place. And let's just say it was Vanessa that was being interviewed. That question, I personally believe, should be off topic. But considering the circumstance of Lisa being a friend and how, that those allegations has been brought up since his death, I personally thought it was appropriate, and I thought it was, good journalism, good reporting, whatever. But how she was reacting, completely inappropriate, and I hope she learns a lesson from this moving forward. To me, it was very, very disrespectful in how she acted. Let the man rest in peace, please. Gayle also said that the network decided to release the most salacious part of the interview, and as a result, people reacted the way they reacted. However, let's just say the entire interview was immediately released. People would have watched that entire segment and found that short piece and disregarded everything about the whole interview because they can't believe it, just like how I can't believe what just happened. So stop trying to blame everybody else for your actions, Gayle. You're like 60, 70, however old you are. It doesn't matter. You're a grown woman. Be accountable. You should have made an apology rather than trying to play victim and blame CBS and attack the trolls for coming after you and getting dragged. You deserve to be dragged. So wake up. R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. Gianna, R.I.P. to the other passengers and the pilot that lost their life. That tragic warning. This concludes this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.